Then Vinisso heard someone knocking back. No one wanted to believe him.
You're sure you heard something?
Yes, man. Oui, me croyez ça me fait. À propre condition d'être femme. Même on qui parle avec nous. Ça est frère. Il parle. Oui. Il parle.
Is this the man who's inside?
Yes.
Did you knock?
Yeah.
Rescue teams embarked on a final desperate operation.
All of this human drama playing out on the very day the Haitian government said there was no more chance of finding survivors.
After hours of digging, one of the teams squeezed into the narrow opening and crawled 4 meters into the collapsed building.
Regarde là, dans mon faisceau, il vient de montrer sa main là, sur la gauche. Toi, t'as la petite remblai, juste derrière. T'as un petit carton.
Fais attention parce qu'il est juste en dessous, donc n'écroule rien,
J'ai vu la main là, j'ai vu la main.
Finally, they reached Wismond, in a cavity deep inside the collapsed supermarket.
Ton prénom?
Wismond.
Wismond. Moi, c'est Fabrice.
Eh bien, Wismond.
Viens, c'est Fofon.
Wismond exotis.
Ouais, Wismond, ouais, c'est bien, madame. C'est bien.
Ça va doucement.
Wismond was whisked away to hospital, still unaware of the role his brother had played in his rescue.
I knew that Wismond wasn't dead. I always had hope. Even if Wismond had been buried for 2 months or even a year, I would have been looking for him all the time.
This is my juice. That's what saved me during those 12 days.
He'd been in the cosmetics aisle, yet he was surrounded by food. He now believes it was a miracle.
Cheese puffs and cans of Coke. If it wasn't for the grace of God who put those things near me, I would have eaten hair relaxer, body lotion, bars of soap or perfume. But God said, no, I won't feed you this. Have some Coke and eat some cheese puffs.
Since being rescued, Wismond has been born again, rejecting his family's voodoo beliefs.
Now I can tell you, I've left behind all my old idols. Because I have already died for Satan, I am now reborn.
In a deeply religious country, Catholicism and voodoo have been the predominant faiths for centuries. But instead, Wismond has joined one of the newly popular Protestant evangelical churches.
If I'm here today, it is thanks to God. There is no other explanation for my survival. Thanks to the Eternal, I am alive.
It is this God, who Wismond has now chosen as his Lord, who kept him alive under the rubble for 12 days.
Six weeks from the earthquake, and Haiti's main port is up and running. Food, tents and water are arriving in greater volumes. Much of it ends up at the largest official camp, where food and medical care are free to its 50,000 inhabitants. But little aid reaches the many unofficial camps, like the one where Elsie and her family live, and now they are being forced to leave. For Menji, it's not good news.
I'm not happy to go because I have friends here and neighbours. I'm not happy to go.
Despite the fact that Menji spent all that time under the rubble, nobody from the government has come by to see how we are. Nobody's come to ask if we are okay or not. We've never had that sort of visit.
The only contact Elsie has had with the authorities was a visit from the police, and that was to evict them. They didn't want squatters in this upmarket suburb.
Yes, the police threatened us. They'll beat us up if we don't leave. They haven't told us where to go. We have to sort ourselves out. We're afraid of a lot of things. We don't have a good government.
Before the earthquake, Elsie had a grocery store and earned enough to send her kids to school. Now, as their shelter's dismantled, she's forced to fight for every plank and pole.
Dad, qui est-ce qui met ça là? Au moment où tu prends lui là. Ah, je vais pour ça, non, pour ça puis au camarade maintenant là pour moi. Vous comprenez, c'est pas pour moi, merci. C'est pour famille ça. Bois ça est pour famille ça, mais affaire yo là puis vinn. C'est pas bon pour la santé. Eh ben on pick up, non?
A friend is giving them a lift to another unofficial camp.
Même tellement sale, faut me faire 3 jours bien avant me laver même. On va me mettre en bas dans bouche.
They head off into the night with no idea what to expect next. At the children's shelter, Evelyn, the director, has had a wooden hut built for Lynn Vanessa and the rest of the children. Since the earthquake, dozens of new children have been left here. Some are newly orphaned, but for others, it's a different, unhappy story.
It's a purely economic situation. As people cannot take care of their own children, they've turned towards adoption. But they still carry on loving them.
Mothers keep turning up at the shelter's gate.
Pas de travail. Ne travaille pas? Oui, il a facturé pour les vêtements. Même dans mes connais après combien de temps tout. Dès qu'on donne ici un enfant, c'est pour l'adoption des parents étrangers. Donc, or, cela, donc, c'est continuer qui ont appris sur le champ, sinon 18, vous comprenez, 18, 20 ans. OK?
This mother decides to keep her child, for now. For others, the decision has already been made. Clevens lives at the shelter. His biological mother, Lucienne, has come to visit him.
I have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. After I had Clevens, I decided to give him up for adoption. I didn't have any help as his father and I had split up. Evelyn helped me to find adoptive parents.
Clevens' adoption documents are being processed, and soon a French family will come to collect him.
I will miss him. I will think about him, but I've got to deal with it.
For Lynn Vanessa, there's still no news.
A little old person, Lynn Vanessa. It's almost impossible to plait her hair. From the moment she wakes up, she's waiting for someone to come and get her. She sometimes says she's going to France. Her white mummy is going to come and pick her up. What future is there in Haiti? This country's finished. Only the good Lord can do something for Haiti.
Although almost 4,000 schools were damaged or destroyed in the earthquake, some have now reopened, and Wismond has returned to his studies. His new church is paying the fees. The lesson is on Haiti's days of slavery.
Est-ce que nous sommes toujours à l'état esclavagiste? Hein? Non. Pourquoi? Parce que nous sommes égaux devant la loi. Nous sommes capables de parler maintenant. Parce que nous avons pris notre indépendance.
The history class is discussing how slaves rose up and won their freedom 200 years ago. The revolt began with a secret religious ceremony.
N'oubliez pas, chers enfants, quand vous êtes esclave, vous n'avez pas le droit de réunir la journée, pas vrai? La cérémonie du Bakaïma a commencé de la nuit. De la nuit. Vous n'étiez pas libre. Maintenant, la cérémonie du Bakaïma a commencé par une prière d'intercession ordinaire. Est-ce que ça va? Mais pourquoi Boukman avait pris cette décision de faire une prière avant de commencer cette cérémonie?
Il a évoqué les esprits selon
Since then, voodoo has exerted a powerful grip on Haiti. But some evangelical churches are preaching that the earthquake was a punishment from God. It's what Wismond now believes.
The good Lord stamped on this country because he could see too many bad things going on.
One of Haiti's many destroyed schools was the new Victorian school in Port-au-Prince. When it collapsed, its founder was trapped and rescued 18 hours later and evacuated to America. His wife was killed.
That's not good. Maybe I'll have 2 feet one day.
This comes back in, right?
Rommel Joseph, the school's director, is a Haitian American and has been recuperating in Miami. In 48 hours, he'll return to Haiti.
It is not easy. Everything is difficult. Now I'm going, it's like I don't even know who's alive, who's not alive, and I don't know anything.
Rommel is a musician and teaches the violin. He's partially sighted. Tonight, he's organized a concert to raise funds to rebuild his school.
I wish I could play, but
Wait, so how is your hand?
not good yet.
Not yet good, but is it going to be
It's
okay?
going to be by October. I want to play by October.
By October. I know you were not shaking my hand.
Rommel's daughter Victoria, after whom the school is named, is playing tonight.
Oh, it means a lot to him. This is his first concert, actually, since he's been out of the hospital. Just music in general, live music, really makes him happy. If you look in the program, he actually dedicated this program to his wife, his late wife. So it's very sentimental to him, and he's going to really enjoy it.
The world-renowned British violinist Ida Handel is topping the bill.
I'm going to tell you something. There are not many who really appreciate our classical music.
It saved me.
It saved him.
Classical music saved me on the ground. I just keep singing my Tchaikovskys and my Mendelssohn. I just keep singing them along.
Rommel is determined to rebuild the school he's run for 20 years.
The school was completely destroyed, and we are planning on rebuilding it. It looks like an impossible job, but I figured if I can be alive, which to me was an impossibility, there is nothing that is not possible.
Two days later, Rommel lands in Haiti. His mood has changed. The anguish of returning to the ruins of his school is sinking in.
There's a lot going on in his mind. I'm just not sure. You know, he'll come to me and say what he needs to say when he's ready to say. I just don't want to push it quite yet. He'll let me know.
The task of rebuilding the school that awaits him is huge. But before it can even begin, he has to recover his wife's body from the rubble and give her a proper burial. While some are arriving, many more are leaving Port-au-Prince every day. With a shortage of proper housing, thousands are returning to their family homes in the rural heartland. Wismond and his brother Vinisso have traveled 8 hours north to the mountains to visit their parents.
Ah, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
It's the first time everyone's been together since Wismond's rescue. Life is tough in this isolated hamlet.
I cook